Sean's first appearance on the IPA World League, but is seasoned at Blackball, playing a lot of the nationals and possibly even international Blackball teams. So should be a high quality contest, lots of attacking pool, and let's see how we go. Score predictions. I'm going to go, sitting on the fence, 7-6 to Sean, unless Jamo breaks like that, and then it could be a rather quick match because that break is absolutely sitting on the fence. 7-6 to Sean, unless Jamo breaks like that on the break. Then he's got a testing. In fact, I don't think he's actually on a yellow, so as good as the break is, he looks like he'll be forced to go reds. He'll pot the one in the middle, come down for the one below the black, and then work his way back up table. Ideally, he'll pot the middle, then the bottom left, and go up for the one on the right side cushion, and then the rest are just dot to dot. Or not. Probably will call most of these outs wrong when Jamo's at the table. We are notorious for arguing about the finish every which way, so there again, I don't think he really needed to move that, but he'll no doubt still get them. He's a fantastic potter, Jamo. Probably, yeah, see, the pockets are rather forgiving, so I don't think he really needed to scream out the shot before. He's played that really well, and looks like it should be a quick 1-0 lead. So he just wants to land low on this red, and he's just got there. He's just topped through the red enough to actually give him the angle just to punch down now for the red below the black, which he'll want to be leaving as a cutback, so the white can just float up for the black in the same pocket. There we go, that's a perfect angle. Just wants to make sure to come wide of the black and not to actually flick it and push it to the side rail. Maybe a trace of left-hand side. See, yeah, I think he's been rather lucky there, like that could have really gone anywhere. There wasn't the best of shots, and he's got away with one there. Bowen's looking on as Jamo's pulled out his usual hit and hope, and it's come good. 1-0. Yeah, not a lot to say with that frame. Hopefully they both get similar chances during the match, but if Jamo's breaking like that, he'll take some beating. There we've got a look at the rest of the room there. Other notable first round game, well, I think it's the second round game. Patrick Hood there against Travis Martin, both Victorian state reps. Alternate rule sets, well, in fact, and Blackball rule sets as well. So some very interesting first round games there. And the draw will certainly be opening up for whoever comes through. Again, that's a lovely break from Sean. Certainly not as easy a finish as the one Jamo had, but he's controlled that lovely, kept the white away from the pockets as much as you can ask. He's screwed back to the middle of the top rail. Certainly not as easy a finish. The balls, yellows are relatively open. That black's going to be the tricky factor. If you can find a linking ball to nudge that out and be guaranteed on a ball, might be the way to go.
It's not even 1%. Oh, thanks, bud. Now?
It's all about how Sean's going to go out here, because the yellow on our screens looks very accessible to the left middle, the one closest to the red. However, these Blackball tables are notoriously tight in the middle pockets at any sort of angle. So you don't want to be playing a lot of pace, so you're better off leaving like really fine cuts, which Sean's obviously aware of because he's actually played that exact thing. If he was to land himself straight on that ball to make the pot easier, I actually think he'd be in a worse position. He wouldn't have many options of what he could do afterwards because the pocket just wouldn't take the ball. But the rails are very responsive, so the white should spring off the side rail and come back out for the one he's net closest to now. There we are. Like, he's at the near jaw there, but it can be forgiven. These middle pockets are definitely confidence zappers. Interesting to see Jamo opts to do here, whether he goes an aggressive route. Fairly new to the rule set, so not too sure how confident he is at controlling a frame that's a bit messy like this. Jamo's natural game is to go for most things anyway. Looks like he might be half tempted for the double and to extract the other one. So she's gone for and played lovely. He'll be a bit annoyed that the red's gone to the bottom rail, but I think he's played it at a pace that he's done all you could ask for, really. Its tables are that fast that it's managed to find itself there, but they say they're pretty accepting down the cushion, so it's not the worst of results. But it looks like he's going to pull up. Say how responsive the rails are. That white took a massive bounce off the second rail there, and you've got to be so precise, not only with your safeties but your pot positional play as well. That's definitely where most people are breaking down on outs. It's not the potting, it's the controlling the cue ball towards the latter parts of the finish. Again, tricky for Jamo here. I don't know if that yellow's, if that black's accessible down the rail to play off the big bag at some point. Looks like the yellow's sort of cutting it off, but if it doubles, then probably won't even risk trying to extract anything, just get himself on the cutback double to the middle. See, I would have liked the one in the middle as my last ball to give himself the option of either down the rail or playing down for the double. If he was straight or wrong side, he could have glued the white to the side rail to play down the line. And if he got the perfect angle, then he could just stun down table for the double. So he's going to put his eggs in one basket and hope to get the nice angle on this last red. So anything just low of straight is perfect, or even anything but straight really, because then he can top on off the side rail. That's not great unless he can bite into the white with low to bottom right to sort of check it back off the side cushion and get high on the black to avoid the double kiss on the double. And we're going to have another commentator joining me now. We're going to have Jack Green come in into the commentary booth. He's been here since this morning. He's not actually played a game yet, and Jamo's actually played a great shot there with check side. Nudged. Sorry, Jack's just destroying the whole room as he steals someone's seat to sit down and commentate. And that's 2-0. Sorry for the distraction in commentary. Another stream's gone down because Jack's knocking tripods off there and all sorts.
Have you guys done something different than you today? What things are IP addressing the system? So we just included you out about half an hour ago.
I plugged into that same thing every time.
Yeah.
Right, but this time it was actually leaving there. Last time I plugged in, there was nothing else. This time, so that somebody.
Well, if you're still working that side, we have to lose you out.
Don't look at me, Jack. No one really wants to watch Rob Bowen's match anyway. Just focus on the main event.
Because that's what I was looking at. It seems like it's still
And let's see if Steve's break's as good as his first one. I can't really see how it can consistently be that good. But he'll certainly be hoping it is. See, he's timed in the break really well. He's punching right through the white. And like I say, you're very unlikely, even if you're potting balls, to get splits as good as his first one. A bit of work to do here. That yellow tied up between the two reds is the stumbling block. And there's not a nice linking ball to extract it, because yes, the one on the pocket, but he's going to have to play that first with loads of check to get anywhere near, sort of pot it into the thin part of the pocket, which he's tried to do there. But from that point onwards, there's not really a nice option to continue the out. And I would be looking to find some sort of coverage here, whether it be to cover a bottom bag that the black can go near later on. I think the more balls he starts potting here, the worse position he's going to be in. Yep, and he's done the right thing there. I think he's tried to put a bit of traffic down here. He's not covered the bag, but it gives him options later on. So Sean's going to play this plan. He's just got to be careful not to open up this too much, because all of a sudden that yellow will then become a good linking ball to extract the one at the top. And I think that might be a bit of a blessing there that he's actually not potted that. That's a good containing shot there from Jamo. Pretty sure Sean will just be running this red on the blue spot, shall we say, up to the top left pocket. Oh, decided to need another ball there. And we finally got Jack Green as promised, after fixing another streamed tables camera. And so far, Jack, you've missed Jamo with a huge break in the first frame and had tap-ins, which he made look a bit harder than he perhaps should have, but got them anyway. And second frame, it looked like it was going to be a scrappy one, and then Jamo's actually played a great shot to get on the black. So he's not done a lot wrong so far. And, well, to be honest, neither player's really done anything wrong. And, I bet they'll both be somewhat annoyed that they've drawn each other first round. But how do you see this match going before? Obviously, seeing that it's 2-0 now, what would your score prediction have been at the beginning?
I think I have Jamo winning the match, but not by much. Maybe anywhere from 7-4 to 7-5. That's what my prediction would have been. How about yourself?
I said I was going to sort of sit on the fence and say 7-5 either way or closer, but I actually went with 7-6 to Sean. I just thought Jamo's had a little bit of a suck that he's not been feeling great, and I know he's got a bad shoulder and bad back, so you never know whether that's to take the pressure off or an actual thing. But I've thought that he may be a bit undercooked, but so far he's looked as good as ever. So you're yet to play a game this event so far, is that right?
Yeah, meant to be 2 o'clock, but that'll be pushed back a bit longer now.
Have you got an opponent, or are you waiting on the winner of a match?
Russell Clark.
Okay, yep. So now, I can't see the whole of the table because I'm sure thanks for that, Dan. You can sort of go here. It's just the yellow on top of, the red on top of the yellow that he's travelled down to now. I think he's landed 2 straight on the centre there. If we can go back to the normal view, Dan.
Can he screw back off this back rail and onto the one on the rail?
That's what he's done, and he's actually played that really well. He can, if he's 2 straight, he can play the reds long, which he's opting to do, and then come back for the one. Yeah, that's a great confident shot. Both very, very good potters, both from a snooker background. Don't expect many balls to be missed. I say it's just going to be the pace of the table that catches players out and who gets the better splits on the breaks. say I was saying beforehand, you won't see a lot of safety play between these two. Yeah, and there you are in the background with your sponsors. Any want to mention them while you're on the commentary?
Yeah, I might as well go through them. Actually, one of the sponsors there is no longer a sponsor, but so Zach, I use one of his cues I have now for 6 years. I love it. I've never looked at another cue since. Other one's just a car mechanic that I always use. He's used to look after me really well down home when I was living in Maffra. And then Sean Partridge, he's been great. He jumped on board with me for this year, and he was more than happy to. So
you've been quite brave in actually predicting against your sponsor. Seems a smart move.
Yeah, look, that's not
if
ideal,
he watches this back, then you can tell him to ask Jamo for sponsorship next year, Sean. That's a great controlled shot there. And this
actually, when I was watching Sean play at the Blackball in the semi-final, I'd never seen him cue a ball that well. It would be good to see him playing like that again, because I think he can take it to anyone in this comp and in Australia. The way he was playing, it was unbelievable. Yeah.
Yeah, he certainly. I'd be very surprised to hear if Sean had played anyone in Australia multiple times and not really beaten them at least once. His A game's certainly good enough to compete with anyone. Probably doesn't play as many tournaments. Well, no, definitely doesn't play as many tournaments as most. And he certainly would have had some good results had he done that for sure. He'll be looking to get a nice break here and get it back to level pegging. The reason I went with Sean is I just thought he's had the nationals not so long ago with yourself and a few others, and I thought once it got to the nitty gritty, I've always thought it would be close. I just thought he might have that tactical nous towards the end of a match if it goes ugly, and I think Jamo may commit to a crazy finish where Sean might just pull up and kill the match off that way, sort of thing.
Yep.
Be interesting to see how it pans out. But and they're both using 9-ball cues as break cues, and you can see why. So that's 4 breaks, 4 massive splits for the pair of them. And that's the thing with these tables and how good they are at potting. You're not going to get many chances unless you're taking them off your own break. So what you going here, Jack?
I'm taking the reds here. I like the reds.
Yep. I think purely they've both got that 2 balls at the bottom of the table, and the red's far more accessible than the yellow. So you're just dropping this in and playing the plant to the bottom left next on a choice of 3.
Yep. Yeah, the plant down.
Cool. So that's what I was saying there, how responsive the rails are. I think on the Supremes, the rails actually take a little bit of pace out of the cue ball, whereas on these it seems to, if not accelerate, it definitely come off at least the same pace. So I'd be very surprised if he wasn't actually playing for the plant there and he's just lost the white. But he's got control of this, and it's going to have to take something a bit naughty from Jamo to get these. But saying that, pot this now 2 rails, come under the back of the yellow and bump it up at pace.
Yep.
And that's disaster town, unless it goes underneath. Looking at the overview, I don't think it does.
I don't think it can.
I think if it was where the red was, it would squeeze, but I reckon the yellow and the red will double kiss with it being on the rail. So he's going to have to find another way to manoeuvre this out now, because the reds are sitting pretty. Some great cameras there from Dan. He's got the live motion ones on the side. And
how are you going about this, Tim?
from here, I can't honestly see a calculated way of going. Like the one that he just potted on the middle, I thought there was an option to maybe pot that one, pot the red over, covering the yellow, and you might get lucky and the white spin out for the yellow to go in the same bag. But I just don't see a way. You're almost forced to pot these 2 and try and leave yourself potential on a double into the right centre. Pot the one in the middle, pot the one in the top left, screw down to the...
Do you try and knock that red in? Pot the one in the middle, and then screw into this red down here and hope for a result.
That's what I was saying before. If he had the one on the middle, he can still try that. And he'd sort of need to screw with lots of pace, hit the side rail, pop the red, come off the bottom cushion, and then get a flick off the red above the yellow. But I almost like, you can try that, and if you don't get it, say just dropping the one in the middle, playing this one that he's playing now, and then leaving the white on the side cushion to leave like a stun double into the right centre. It's low percentage, but there's not a massive amount that's high percentage when you're in this sort of situation. They might play this with loads of bottom left and screw onto the side cushion and try and move the yellow. And yeah, it was always going to be hard as soon as he didn't get that cannon first shot. Barring something crazy happening for the rest of this frame, it will be 2-all. Sean looks on eagerly. I'm guessing it looks like he's trying to read his opponent and what he was happy with, which he won't be.
Yeah, I don't think Sean can lose this frame from here unless Jamo pulls out something crazy or Sean has a shocker.
Yeah, no, that was, as soon as that cannon didn't come out, that was pretty much frame over. Just needs to be careful here. He'll probably take the white back to bulk, use your free shot to split the two reds, and then just go about his work, get rid of the 3 down there, and then play bottom left, then bottom right last. That way he's in no danger at any point during the finish, and nothing can really go wrong. And if it does go wrong, it's going wrong early, so he can just play another snooker. So I will just be putting the white on the right-hand side cushion as you look, and just bumping the middle of the 3 reds on and off the bottom rail.
Yep.
But there's not even really need to play the plant because you're losing control of that red. You may as well have had both bottom bags and still had this same shot that he's got now.
Yep.
But he's still going to get these, but just nitpicking about making absolute sure that you can't lose. So like now, even this, he might struggle to hold. He might be forced to take the one on the hole, then the middle. But and like all of a sudden, balls are moving a little bit, but that's fine. He can just drag this on with just cut this into the pocket with a tracer right hand side, and just to leave yourself just low on the red, and 2-all. And this one was always going to go close, and hopefully it carries on that way. It should be quite an exciting end to the match.
How did you go in your match against Stella?
Yeah, I got up 7-1. Stella actually got a very nice finish. I thought I'd left a pretty good safety, and she took out a nice finish. Potted really well, just lost the white, like I said, same as everyone I think at the moment, early rounds. It's not by no means clinical, but happy enough. And I'll be playing the winner of Peter Munipola and Logan Brand, who are playing at the moment, later on this evening. Just there in the background, we've got Victorian State Champ Scotty Parker come down to support and watch. NT's Chris Davis there, having a good pick. Sorry mate, if you want to watch that one back, but I hope it was a winner. We've got your dad, we've got Jabal there as well. And yeah, the venue's certainly filled up. We've got, I think, 70 or 80 players here this weekend. Probably more. I'm sorry, that was just, it'll be more because that's just the amateurs, the women's, and then pros. Probably closer to 100. We've got Bronson Blackball, their former Australian Blackball champion, playing Abby Newman, and Chuka playing Patrick Hood.
So a few good matches out early in this.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. The draw's certainly going to open up for the not only the players that win these matches, but also obviously the ones that have had the more favourable draws. A lot of the big names that you would say would be in the quarterfinals onwards are going to be out first round. So yes, it's, on a selfish point of view, it's good for the rest of us.
What are you taking here? What do you like?
So I'd say yellows to start, but I don't know if he's actually on anything after that. I don't think he's got the gap. So if the yellow passes the black and yellow, then it's not the worst result. But that's what I mean. He's such a good
yeah.
podder that if they can see the balls on these tables, then there's not going to be a lot missed. So if I'm Sean here, I'm playing the one into the bottom right, playing for the plant, but I want to be straight on the plant so that I can... In fact, no, I don't. I want to leave the white, screw back an inch, and leave the half ball plant to nudge the yellow down the side cushion and still have the one next. Would you go that way, or would you sooner be straight and just play position for the yellow down the rail?
No, I'd just play for position down the rail.
So yeah, that's what Sean will do now. Though he'll just check this in, make sure he's like half ball down the rail, and leave himself options for balls on left and right corner pocket afterwards. How bouncy them rails are though. That looks really hard to hold now. Like you want it to be.
Yeah, you want to play the one near the black next after this, but.
So I mean, I think he's going to have to go to the one on the hole first now to get himself straighter on that one. If he goes for the one on the rail, I don't like the rest of the out. I think he could end up nowhere. I think he's got to play this one. Just check the white out 2 inches off the rail.
Yeah, 100%.
Leave it almost 3/4 ball so you can like punch. And if you end up being too straight, you can even run through for the yellow in the centre. But that's perfect. Now you just go up and down the spots, like the line for the racking on the table. And black and yellow could potentially be in the same pocket. And if we get to this angle that Dan's just gone to, there's actually quite a wide margin for error really. Basically anywhere before the middle pocket and he's fine. Could overcut it, but it's still gonna... Nope.
I've actually been seeing a lot of balls hit so far in this comp too.
Yeah, I think he did actually overcut that one a bit anyway. But yeah, there's certainly... In previous events, when the cloths were a bit slicker, you could certainly push them to that far draw and they'd just suck in. Whereas now, it sounds odd, but you almost need to hit them a little bit firmer. It seems to, at any sort of dead weight pace, they seem to want to stick to the jaw. Where with a little bit more pace, the jaw still has the force to push them into the pocket. Whereas on a Supreme, I think the softer you hit them, the more they just accept. Whereas here, there's like this middle ground of not over-hitting or under-hitting. Jamo will be going here, and he'll be, I assume, well, no, there's 2 ways. Which is your last ball for the black? If you were to go reds from here. Originally, I thought
maybe the one on the rail.
Yeah, that's what I was saying, because originally I thought the middle, but I actually think that's his second last ball to go down for the one on the bottom rail.
Yeah, I just had to quickly work out the way I'd go, but I'd probably leave the one on the rail to last, I think.
Yeah, I'm going the corner now, leaving these 2 in the bottom middle to make sure that you've got the perfect cutback angle.
Okay.
I don't get this.
I would have went a bit different there. I would have taken one to the middle there, then back to the corner, middle,
yeah,
then across to the other middle, down for the rail.
Yeah. The way that you're going as well, if you don't get the nice angle on this middle to get on the one on the rail, you could just play for the rail anyway and then just play for the gap for the middle. So you've got 2 chances of being on the right angle. Whereas if he might still be on this wick and screw. Yeah, it was just the wrong mapping, I think. Really, there, it's cost him, I think. I think playing the plant here is a bit risky because you could flick off the side of the red and go close to the left corner. Are you playing the one on the... But also the yellow's deep, so it's actually tricky to get out without catching the jaw. Are you playing the plant?
Look, I probably would. Yeah. It's a soft stun.
Oh, he's played it with check to make it on the inside of the red. That's a great shot. He's manipulated the like the tangent line of the cue ball there, because the white would have probably gone the other side of the red had he not played that below the left-hand side. And yeah, which bag for the black, Jarrett?
Closest to the middle where it is, so just coming out off this cushion.
So you're just thinning this in. The way I think I think I'm a bit nervous of how springy the rails are, and I'm actually screwing that in and screwing up that side rail to give myself choice of any of the 3 pockets on the left-hand side of the table. Because now this is a missable ball where I think you've got 2 foot to play with. Anywhere on the right side cushion, you're going to have just as easy pot as this, or if not straight into either corner. And he's played the double, and any harder that wouldn't have dropped. He's actually played it really well, and that's 3-2 to Sean from 2-0 down. That just shows how when you've got two good players, how quickly things can change with not a lot been done wrong. Obviously, maybe the mapping on that one for Jamo would be the first glaring mistake of the match. But yeah. So what are your hopes for the weekend, Jack? Obviously, to win both, I'm sure you would say would be the ultimate goal, but what would you go away this week happy as a result-wise?
I think
Winning the Pro?
I would love to, yeah. Obviously, I run into you into the semi if I make it that far. You're probably the toughest challenge here, as everyone would probably say.
Yeah, if we both win, well, I think we've both got to win 3 or 4 matches to get to that stage.
We seem to run into each other quite a fair bit in this.
We certainly have in this year and last year. I think it's been 2 or 3 semis and a quarters. But yeah, what would you take a final and a semis, or would you hear purely like what?
I'd be happy with the semis for this one.
Yep.
My goal is to try and at least just get one win in one of the events.
Events for the year,
That's my main goal. Obviously, I'd prefer to just be on the opposite side of the draw than you and meet you in the final or something.
No, I'm sure
even if I don't win in an event, the other goal would just be to make a final of one and get the feel for it.
Yeah, you've obviously you've had the final of Albury this year, and how did you find that? Did you find that maybe the lack of experience being your first final, did you feel that out there in the final, or?
I was actually fairly nervous in the semi against Joseph Evans, but
Yep.
when I went into the grand final against Pikey, it had all gone away, and it just felt like I was playing just a normal game again.
Yeah.
Which was a good thing, but Pikey, he did play very well.
He certainly did. He took out some big outs, and even his last one was very, very impressive.
I was fairly confident that I could beat him.
It's a
for
great
sure.
shot there, sorry, by Sean. Just on about that, and he's actually been pretty, I say unfortunate with where the white's landed. He's not on a great deal unless this yellow sneaked back into the centre. It's pretty deceiving for him. It looks mighty fine, but actually wasn't. I thought the white was going to be up. But yeah, you're obviously running deep in these events. You've made multiple semi-finals over this year and last year. You were in a few semis last year, weren't you?
Yeah, 2 semis, I believe.
So it's only a matter of time. The only you're in the same boat as all of us. Is the fields are getting stronger and stronger. Like, it was already stronger for the first event this year, and then you look at the new players that are just come on board for event 2 onwards, and you've got your Josh Gorskys, your Sean Partridges, your Michael Reardons, that are all major winners or finalists, and it's only going to get stronger. So it's the ideal to get that experience of being in the later stages in earlier, because at the end of the day it's going to be harder for us all to get there. So I'm sure you'll have a good weekend, mate, once you finally get on the table. I know you're probably one of the first ones here, and you're yet to play, and do we reckon that black passes the red?
I don't know. I was just about to ask you, where would you be going with the black here?
If it doesn't, then I'm loading up with loads of left-hand side to come inside the red and the black, but Sean obviously thinks it goes, which...
The way he's played it, I'm sure it would have to go.
He's played the white as good as he could have wanted, so he must be pretty confident that this will go off the far jaw. Yeah, he's just let it slide in off the far jaw, and it's a very nice finish. And like I say, I'm not going to miss much at all. It's going to be who gets the table with the open chances. That's 4-2 to Sean from 2-0 down.
I think Jamo needs to put a stop to Sean here if he wants to get himself back into the match.
Yeah.
You wouldn't want to let it slip away to 5-2.
Yeah, so at this stage, what's your mentality at 4-2 down? If you're Jamo now in this situation, are you this frame's do or die, or?
I think he's got to look at the balls after this break and decide then, like, if it's too risky to go for it, maybe just hold and,
Yeah.
I don't know, maybe give that Sean the chance to hopefully make a mistake.
Yeah, because what I'm asking, like, as in, I used to be in the mindset of, oh, if I don't lose this frame, I'm pretty much out. It's 5-2. Race to 7 is too good to get back. I've got to win basically 5-1 from that stage. Whereas a new thing I've done is I've tried to give myself a bit more margin for error, where it's like, right, I've got to win 3-1. So this frame's not the do or die, but set myself mini goals within a match as opposed to it's this frame or nothing sort of thing. So if he goes in the mindset of I've got to win 3-1, then all of a sudden if he does that, it's 5-all, and he's probably favourite because he's got the breaks. But just as I've said how good they were breaking, he's actually come up dry. Bit of work here though. Is that red on the right hand side? Might attack it straight away if he can, screw into 2 rails and crash into it, which he's tried to do.
She probably would have left that one that he's just hit that red to play the promotion.
To play the attraction off that one to guarantee the only reason I think he didn't is because he thought that was an extra ball that he could land on. If he, I would assume that he was trying to go bottom rail, side rail, bump into the yellow, and then have that red.
Could he play the cut there and go into it though?
Possibly. Ooh,
the cut up the top there where he had the white there.
Oh, just then on the second shot. Then I would have had another go at
just
cannoning across, like careering across. But with having missed the pot from the angle that the ball was played at, he's actually been quite fortunate for the red to stay in the way of the yellows there, because they can.
Next match on table number 11, Stan versus Tia Reuben.
Interesting one for you there, Jack. Are you still commentating or?
Yeah, I'll still be commentating.
Anyway, so Jamo's back at the table here. He might go full-blooded here and try and pot this and top off the side rail and get the bad ones out.
Can he play that yellow under the red?
I don't think so, mate. He might be able to.
Next match on table 8, Bronte Duncan versus.
It's very loud with Mark in the background. How dare he run a tournament? I think what he could have done, he could have potted that one and then sort of punched the yellow off the cushion, off the red, not to get the bag, but he could have cleared the path and stuck the white behind the yellow that he's tried to snooker behind there. So everything would have been opened and Sean would have been snookered. Because he's okay now that Sean's missed it and left him down the rail, because now Jamo can try and cover this pocket. But he hadn't really gained anything otherwise if Sean hadn't sort of let him back in the door.
Next match on table 2, Jack Green versus Russell Clark.
There we go. So I'm back to commentating on my own as you're playing your match now. Jack, good luck in your last 64 game. And I'm sure you'll be fine. And we're going to have you joined in the commentary box now by mids number 1, Robert Bowen.
Next match on table 12.
Welcome to the commentary box, Rob. Just to give you an update on how the match has gone. Jamo started great and broke huge. Mastered the first, went 2-0 up, and then Sean sort of taken over affairs from then and has won the next 4.
Yeah, okay. Has it been high standard or?
Yes and no. I would say Sean's made little to no mistakes. And I've said, you'll know, because the bickering we have about it, I think Jamo's mapping's the reason that the scores aren't reversed. I think if he'd have gone...
Whack.
Yeah, he's whacked into things that worked the first frame and it's not worked since. Where I think if he took a bit more care, then he's had enough chances to be 4-2 up.
Yeah, okay.
But Sean's took the balls when they were there, and yeah. I would say 3-all would be a fair reflection. Just as you say that, he misses. But,
yeah, it was always going to be a tight match. A long way still to go in a race to 7. Yeah, what we got? Yeah, Sean obviously would fancy to take these out. A little bit of work to do in the top left corner.
Yeah, how are you going about these? Are you trying to get on the right-hand side rail one as soon as possible, or
I quite like the shot he's playing. I quite like.
you bumping into the one on the rail?
No, I don't think I'm screwing out. Just
No, he's played that well,
yeah. He's hitting a very good ball, Sean is. He plays with me on a Tuesday. I'm not sure how much effort he's actually putting in, but he's consistently hitting a good ball. So
I was saying beforehand, he's one of the better players that doesn't seem to enter as much as anyone else.
Yeah.
And I'm sure had he played in all the comps around the country like most of us do, that he would have had a lot better results and would be if not favourite, certainly I reckon if you did a poll, Jamo would come favourite in the polls in terms of a prediction.
Yeah.
Whereas I think those of us in the area know that it's pretty much a 50-50 game.
it is, and I think I don't see. Oh, it's a horrible shot. Sorry, Sean. I don't see Jamo play that often at the moment, but he never sort of. When he's talking to you and I'm not necessarily hearing him saying that he's absolutely flying. He's complaining a lot about body issues and this that, and the other, which I think is probably, he really does have some medical issues. I'm not doubting that, but I think it's probably a bit of a state of mind thing as well.
This is, you're pretty much saying exactly what I said. So a prediction at the start of the match, I've actually predicted Sean to win 7-6.
Yeah.
And as explaining to Jack, my reasoning was that Jamo has all these health things, and pretty much the same thing I says. Normally I think it's a safety net for when things don't go well, whereas I think on this occasion I'm not sure how sharp he actually is. And I actually thought, and I said that I reckon if it went to 6-all, I don't think that Jamo has a pull-up option. I think Sean would lock out the frame as opposed to commit to something he perhaps shouldn't.
Yeah, I think it's a good call. Hit that beautifully.
There we go, 4-3 everyone.
Game on.
So how did you go in your match there? I know you got up, but you hitting a good ball, or?
Wasn't amazing, to be honest. It was a little bit scratchy. Yeah, I came down last night and hit a few balls on the tables, because for anybody who hasn't been part of this tournament before, the tables are a little bit different. Obviously they're English-style tables, but they use Hainsworth match cloth, which is extremely quick and extremely reactive. So yeah, I felt pretty good last night. Had about, I don't know, an hour hitting on my own. Felt like I got the pace of the table really good. Just a few careless mistakes in this match today. AJ didn't really punish me, to be honest, so I ran out at 7-2. But yeah, I feel all right. I feel like there's plenty of room for improvement, but I feel all right.
Good.
How about yours?
Yeah, I am. Same as most people. I think I'm potting pretty well. These tables generally make you think like you're potting a good ball, but my white ball was on a bungee cord as opposed to a string. But yeah, I happy enough for a first hit. I'll touch wood I will be in tomorrow anyway for the pro event, but I'll get here early in the morning tomorrow and have a hit before it all starts to actually be comfortable for the business end of comps. But see how we go.
So let's have a look at some scores around the grounds. What we got?
So we've got Travis Martin. It says 0-0, but it's
They've
not.
been playing for about 40 minutes. I don't think that could be the case.
We've got Peter Monopola. I think was 4-3 up on Logan Brand.
Yeah, okay. It's a good match. Two players who are definitely improving.
Just looking at the results, he just refreshed. So we've got Steve McCormack is 1-0 up on Marco Bulic. There we go. Chucker is 3-2 up on Patrick Hood.
Yeah, okay.
Dakota came out 7-1 winner on Murray Jeffries. Abby Newman 3-1 up on former Australian Blackball champion Bronson Blackmore. Geordie Rose continuing after a great result against Trevor Parker with a 4-1 lead against Jared Apap. Michael Tad 6-1 up on Shelley Harworth, who won the first frame. Metcalf made a bit of a comeback from 5-0 down, but ended up succumbing to Steven Sirichuk 7-4. Sash 7-1 against Hal Pritchard. Oh, and Peter Monopola actually got up 7-5 against Logan.
Yeah, okay.
There we go.
Very good.
That's the rounds.
Now back to this. Who's on what?
Jamo's on reds, and it's an ugly looking table at first glance.
Come up with a cunning plan here.
Not known for his cunning.
Is the dummy smart bloke we know?
Yeah, so the Jamo sponsor there of Asahi, Yonex, Ralph Lauren, and Easy lax.
Is it true that he's dropped Versace? Is that right?
Yeah.
Paying
There's
him.
only so many pretty boys they can have on one roster. And I think these are the sort of frames that I was alluding to a moment ago that I don't think there's anything to separate them at these rules attacking wise. They're both, I say, both snooker background, both great potters. But I just think Sean's knowingness of when to go on and out might be the thing that gets him over the line.
Right, I think the other thing as well is, I mean, Jamo historically was never sort of the smartest tactical player. I hope you won't mind me saying that. At World Rules, because he relied on his attacking game and I think probably only in the latter years sort of improved his tactical play.
Yeah.
And I think he's decent tactically at international rules, but Sean's played these Blackball rules a hell of a lot more than Jamo as well.
Yeah.
You know, Sean's played in a few Blackball Nationals, I believe, gone very well in them. So yeah, I feel like tactically there's definitely an advantage there for Sean. So
that's what I said
at
the beginning. Like I said that Jamo's obviously won amateur event 1 of this season. But I said Sean, I'm not sure internationally as well, but I know he's definitely played nationals for Victoria at this, and he's played these for a few years, and he's also played in that like pressure cooker environment of team pool as well, which is basically what these matches boil down to when you get to your 5-alls and your 6-alls. Like with Jamo winning in event 1, it was just free flowing attacking pool, and he was playing great. I'm not sure how much under the pump he was, so to speak. Like he was just making some huge shots and huge outs.
So it looks like he's thinking about pulling the trigger here. Is he looking at the extraction on red and yellow off this, or has he not got enough out?
If he's going to go, then he's got to really do it off this. But the problem is, if you go into it, it looks like the red's going to push the yellow off the side rail and just kill the yellow to the top cushion, and then kill the red.
Good shot, I think. Do either of those go back past the...
I think he's on the middle. Ooh, he's from that angle, I don't know. Well, he's on the bottom one near the black anyway.
Definitely don't go past the yellow in the top right, do they? So he's got to find a way to get back down into the other pocket.
I think he cuts the one in with check side near the black.
You're trying to predict Steve Jamieson
Yeah.
shot selection.
Yeah, might as well just, I said this at the beginning, just whatever I say, Jamo will not do.
That's a pretty good shot. It's got a bit of control.
Ooh, how are you trying to attack this now if you're Sean? Like, as in, not
You haven't got many soldiers on the field, have you? So trying to get snooker's tricky. So I think you've really got to be looking at a skill shot. I'm wondering whether we can pump the yellow long into the bottom right and leave an angle to screw into the red and yellow over the pocket.
Yeah.
What do you think?
See, I was looking at actually playing the one that he's closest to, sort of trying to get the white on the blue spot, and then playing the one that he's going to play now into the top left to
like
play the white onto the yellow, to pop the red and the yellow be on the
like
hole.
Yeah, it's good call. It looks like it might be going my way. No,
He's going Jamo's way. Yeah, now he's just one less ball that he's got down there to make the skill shot a realistic target.
I assume he's trying to cover the pocket there. I'm not sure. I mean,
Get in the bag's actually,
because he wasn't on a ball after that, was he? So,
but yeah, no, get in the bag would have been okay.
Yeah,
would have. I don't really. There's not many easy skill shots. Like, people think, oh, it's on the hole, and if your ball's somewhere near it, then it's like a gimme shot.
I'm shocked he chose that red to play that plant there. To me, if you play the other one, you can easily play it cushion first and push the yellow
away
towards the top rail. I think he's come out all right by the look of it. But,
yeah, he can play this off the draw off the yellow. Yeah, but
over on that quite badly. Needs a good shot now to come around off 3 rails to get on the red in the bottom corner.
This is horrible.
Yeah,
I think the yellow's playing massive next to the red. I'm almost tempted to drag it down now, the rail. Hold on the yellow. And then screw the one into the big bag at the top afterwards. I don't see...
I think he's looking at the 3 rail shot.
I don't see a
Or
nice
the double
line.
maybe? Is he looking at the double?
The double, but then your white's on the top rail.
No, he's on the 3 rails.
I don't like
Gone into it.
He's got a Jamo
He's
kiss
had a massive result.
every
Massive.
time. Does my head in. Swear to God, he's the luckiest
You never
man
get
in the
any
world.
luck there, do you?
Oh, not against him. Relentless.
I mean, he must at that pace he must have played the extraction, but yeah, to get it right and to get it going like that,
To not
is
kill
a
it to the
huge-
bottom rail
Huge
or-
result. Huge.
It's not very often you get a hand raise from Steve Jamieson, so you know that he actually wasn't playing anything like that. He was probably playing position to roll it down the rail, and he's anyway 4-all.
So being rude about his
He's making me angry. And then he'll argue till he goes blue in the face that it was the right thing to do. Well done, Jamo.
We love you, Jamo. Sometimes.
Oh, look!
Don't
Not got a
claim
clue.
it
Look at the disappointment on his face when he sprung off the second rail. That I butchered it, and then just nonchalantly waddles around in full JR mode. Ridiculous.
Hello, JR, if you're watching.
Hope you're well, mate.
His son's been going well over in England. Yeah, eldest son, obviously.
Certainly has. Machine. Right, here we go then. See if Jamo gets back to the big break.
Has he been cut breaking?
No, he's been queuing the
break.
No, he's been creaming it.
Has he?
Yeah. And
Wow, nice.
this
Bigger than the Beatles. Look at those.
this
Wow.
isn't the best break he's had.
Mary Ploppins.
So Sean's facial expression there, he realises how
But it's 5-4.
how easy this chance is. His only beacon of light is that it is Jamo, and 3 of these yellows will go in the wrong pocket. So
Gemma, you need to watch this commentary back.
So should we predict what bags these yellows are going to go in? Because the only one for sure is the yellow in the hole, and he will try and pot that in another pocket.
Does the yellow near the blue spot go in the left middle?
Yeah.
I think it does.
Oh, jeez, he started to load up.
Oh, shit.
Not,
Not
so no, he was always playing for it in the bottom right. I don't know what would ever make you think he would play that in the middle, Rob. No, he's not doing it out of stubbornness now. Like, he's perfect on it, straight into the bottom corner. Guy is relentless. Deserves a double hit.
He's asking for somebody to come and adjudicate the push.
It's just his back.
It's gastro issues have come.
His arse has fell out.
Parker's watching it, one of his best mates, so this won't be a foul.
No, that's fine.
Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah. So that's one ball in the wrong bag so far. So realistically now, all 4 of these balls are going into the same pocket, yeah?
Well, 4, it's only 3.
Well, there's a black as well.
Oh, black.
Oh, the black goes underneath the red, so maybe just these yellows. Well, that's actually fine. You just sort of you just got to pick the gap between the yellow and the red. Even if you hit the red, hit the red. Even if you go high with the red but land on the side rail, you're still fine. You got to hit it.
Don't hit the
you got to
yellow.
hit it. Well, that's fine.
So it's a little bit lucky there as
Tell you
well.
what,
But
Supreme, you're fine. I reckon on
Yeah.
these the spring could shoot the white past the red here.
Yeah. As I said earlier, these tables are very quick, very reactive, so he's got to really get his touch right on this.
Is probably the safer bet is to
Load up with side and check it up.
This looks
Yeah,
mighty fine.
This is not a gimme, not a gimme at all.
This is what's so infuriating, is if you looked at where the yellows were at the start of this break.
Should have made this easy, shouldn't they?
That's a good
Got
shot.
it?
That's a great shot.
Very good. Is that 5-4?
Clinical.
Nothing in doubt.
Every ball on the table's moved.
Sean's very kind now, he tapped the table for Jamo. Not entirely sure he deserved it, but Sean's a nice guy. Seen a fair few new entrants into this event, Tim.
Yep.
Following your lead as the trailblazer of Australian Blackball.
Yeah, I won't say trailblazer. I think Patrick Hood's been doing it for the last
True.
5 years.
True.
But yeah, as I was saying, even the calibre of player that's jumped on board after event 1, I think once a few more like yourself and Jamo and a couple of others did, you've then had your Reardons, your Partridge, your Gorskis, and it's only going to improve. Like, there's only so long that people can not play pool basically before.
Absolutely, and I think obviously there's been a lot of movement in terms of calendar in Australian pool over the last 12 months, and this is now undoubtedly one of the best events in the calendar. And I think that I hit with Michael Skerry this week, and he was talking about showing an interest in playing at some point. So
yeah,
yeah, another number of other top players, I'm sure, are certainly thinking about it, and hopefully they don't turn up because one keep winning some money.
Actually controlled that really well now.
Yeah, these are
be
the nice name.
the only one is the yellow.
Oh, lucky boy.
I don't know if you've seen it online, but if Jamo was Maltese, he'd have been standing up there saying that ball had stopped. Not sure if you've seen, but the Ireland were playing Malta and guys dropped the ball down a rail. It sat on the lip for like half a second, like bridge hand still on the table, and the Maltese guys basically said, no, the ball's stopped, it's my turn, and just walked around the table.
Did you actually get the shot?
Yeah, and just carried on, yeah.
Wow.
So,
I didn't see that.
but no, I don't know what these were discussing there.
What's the discussion?
Oh, he wants to clean the white. Jamo's rather averse to cleaning. His kitchen will testify. So
somebody who's staying at his house this weekend. Actually.
So if Jamo's to clean this white, it will be covered in chip fat and pasta. So. So probably best Chase gets his gloves out. We've got a youthful looking Jack Green there with his fresh trim.
Yeah, he's looking very sharp. Hitting a good ball as well.
Yeah, he said he's had his breakthrough year this year. He's certainly he's been at later stages, like here and there, the odd 16 or quarters, but he seems to be consistently semis and obviously final of Albury.
Yeah, I think I haven't really spoken too much about Albury, but I think it was an interesting final because obviously two boys from the same part of the world. But I'm sure Jack would have grown up looking up to Pikey as a player, but I don't know, on form I probably would have said that Jack would have been the favourite, to be honest, but credit to Pikey, he produced the goods. And
he basically said that himself. I said, did you take any sort of thing away from that? Did you think maybe a lack of experience in the final? Did you feel it out there? And he said it was actually the opposite. He said he felt more nervous in the semis against Joseph Evans, and then he almost felt comfortable, I think, because of how much he had played Pikey. Maybe I can attest that it's hard to play your friends.
Yeah. As you say, Jack just played a terrible shot and scratched in the middle. He's definitely coming up massively. I think it's an interesting time for people of Jack's age. You know, when you sort of come out of juniors and trying to make the transition to the seniors game. Not everybody makes that transition well, but he and certainly a handful of other Victorian youngsters are definitely showing signs of transitioning extremely well.
I think the best thing that's happened, not even just Australia, but in terms of worldwide pool, really, is like you say, that window, that jump from being like even one of the top juniors in the country to then competing at the men's level. The amount of players that you see turn 19 and just drop off because they can't make that jump, whereas now they made the under-21s into an under-23s category, like in England and worldwide. So you're still competing, and it bridges that gap. So you're seeing these 22, 23-year-olds that are now becoming the top men players.
Yeah, I think it's a very good chat, and I can speak from personal experience that I was a good junior in England, and I think I lost my way quite badly, and partly because I wasn't putting much effort in, and I wanted to do things that sort of 18-year-old lads want to do. But yeah, I think having that stepping stone between the juniors and the seniors probably would have been a big change, and probably would have stopped me from walking away from the game when I did. So yeah, it's great to see that the likes of Jack and some of the youngsters coming through have still got that chance to be successful while they're still learning to compete at that top end of the game.
And that's a good finish there from Sean. It's 4-4.
Yeah, absolutely. Your prediction of a decider is looking very likely, I think.
Yeah. But the thing is, you're not going to be happy if you're Sean, because Jamo's breaking like
God.
Like God, basically, yeah. He's had the one dry, and other than that, he's either mastered or should have mastered all his others.
Yeah. He's like I say, it looks like he's ramped his break up, because he has, on these tables, he's often sort of gone for more of a 3/4 power break, hasn't he?
Yeah, he's been such an advocate of just stun the white back to like the blue spot area, and just the tables are that receptive that something will go in. Whereas, you get your odd match where you get 4 or 5 great breaks, but then it's hard to live with once you do that and you come up dry and you know you're not giving it everything.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, he seems to just be creaming these.
Hit those pretty well as well. Yellow down, red in the middle.
And yellows are
split again.
Yellows are lovely again.
Yeah. The only real area of, I mean, the plant is on.
I'd say, do you risk the plant first shot, or do you make sure that he yellows?
Shot. Yeah, I think I want to make sure the yellows first.
I think I stun the one you're closest to, come on and off the rail, and leave it at the same angle, basically.
Yeah. He's playing it. He's playing the ball over the bag first. Okay, interesting.
That must mean that the wow.
Oh, he's played an interesting choice there.
Played the Jamo, and he come out golden. What a surprise! I do love you, Jamo, but you ever? Yeah, this is family friendly commentary. Oh, he's overplayed that.
Yeah, he's running into the red now. The yellow judges it. He can finish on the yellow in the middle. But he wouldn't have wanted to come that far for sure.
And the problem is, if he sticks to the rail when hitting this red,
you want a bit of a
another.
It's not ideal, I don't think. Is it
like
the wrong side of straight there?
Yeah, it's the wrong side. So, how'd you map these now?
You run through.
How did he ever map these?
Actually, does the yellow go past the reds into the top left?
Yeah,
if it does, then that's not such a problem.
I think you've got to do what he's doing now. I think you've got to drop this in and hope to land straight, or just off straight to top on and off.
Which one?
I think he's on about going top now, then the one next to the black to come for the top again last.
But if the yellow goes top left pocket, wouldn't you just top through for
that? Yeah, I would. The other reason being, if you leave this one till last, it's still at a small barrier because I don't think the red passes. So if you don't get that far in the finish, you're still leaving work for Sean to do.
Yeah. And that's I think it's probably consideration in every rules, but certainly in these rules. He's playing that.
Oh, he's played the big double.
Where's that yellow going? On the rail. So advantage Sean in this frame for sure. Is he going game here? I think he's got to pull up, hasn't he? Surely
he's got to. It's
not an obvious one, is there? It's not an obvious.
You know,
obvious safe.
If you leave Jamo's a player that if you leave him a long hard pot, he gets it.
Yeah.
And so you want to keep him off every pot, but
the
shot that he's probably looking at is to dribble this red down, but then you're still leaving him the cut into the opposite corner.
Yeah.
I don't see a way where you're not giving him a 1 in 3 chance.
Yeah. As much as we mock his shot selection, he's
can pot a ball.
One of the best curists and single ball potters around. So you do need to take care.
But if I'm wrong and the red does pass the yellow, then he can actually go game.
Yeah. Is he on about stunning the one and finishing in behind the red by the look of it, by where he's putting his finger? That's very precise.
On how fast these cloths are, I think you're a million.
Judging that is a big ask. Could you play it a two-way shot and maybe the other red? That's it. The other red goes and covers the.
This could be bad. That's actually the good thing about that shot is if he pots it, I don't see how he gets on the yellow.
Yeah,
he's going to
pump it.
He's got to pump it. He's going to hit the underneath of the red, bounce it out, and the white's going to go down the rail towards the pocket that he pots the yellow in.
Yeah, you can't get close to it, that's for sure. But he can.
So much so that he's not even going to entertain.
Looking at the doubler,
the treble,
the best trebler in the land, Temujin Dixon.
He's played it well off the red. Gets some run, this guy.
Is he on the yellow?
He is. You don't even need to ask, it's Jamo.
Is he Irish or Scottish?
Whatever flavour of the month is for Jamo.
Look of the Scottish.
Posturing here.
Perhaps he isn't on it. I'm actually sort of behind the shot. It does look very tight. You're going to have to turn this over a bit, maybe.
What, with the tracer right hand side?
Yeah, but it looks like he was cueing middle ball then when he got down.
I think he just punches it in and stops the white.
Yeah. I think he's fine on it.
Next match on table number 9, Dave Limerick versus Jamie Buenta.
Good thing is, these middles are that tight that I don't think
the white can go.
No, as in you cut this into the bottom left, in the middle left.
Yeah.
I don't think the white can go in the middle right.
I think you're right. It's only at decent pace, which you've got to play anyway. Missed white scratch.
Disaster town.
Disaster. Free shot for Sean. little bit of work to do with 3 balls on the rail, but free shot.
What's your free shot here then, Rob?
I'm terrible at free shot. I think for me, you've probably got to play the 2 down the rail and just back yourself I'm assuming the red goes past the black.
I'm throwing mine out there. I'm playing.
I think Dan's got a different angle up there. I think the red does go past.
See, I'm playing the red on the bulk line into these 2 to screw for the one on the bottom. So then he'd be straight on that one to then just have linking balls.
It's not come nice. Is he on the one in the middle?
See, now I'm just pulling up. I'm just bouncing the one that's on the cushion. Just hitting it full ball, moving it a foot.
Yeah, because you're not leaving a one rail, are you?
No, there's 2 the reds are in the way.
So yeah, I think that's the way forward.
Yeah, I would have been hitting the one on the bulk line into the 2 to screw for the one on the rail, knowing that you've still guaranteed the snooker and that. You just got to hope that one of the balls doesn't stay dead. It's a great shot by Sean.
Very good shot. He does back himself, to be fair. His confidence is up. And
he's a great putter.
Yeah.
And yeah, that flies past the black. So 6-5.
Dot to dot, yeah.
Quite the crowd gathered round the table now. I don't know if Dan can see that, but there's a good maybe 20 people.
Yeah, this is obviously the draw of the round for sure. Two of the better players, if not the best players, not the 2 best, but 2 of the best. Sorry, Tim.
I think you're doing yourself in an individualist there.
I say 2 of the best in the competition, playing each other in the first round. It was always going to be a big draw card.
Yeah, I think those. The big one, yourself and gone blank. Stephen Halliday next is a biggie.
Yeah.
Always play that lovely. For a second there, I thought he was just going to skid behind the black. Yeah. But yeah, just top. Do you top this on and off the bottom rail, or do you screw it on and off the side?
Top.
See, I'm a screw.
You are a screwer, aren't you?
Yeah. Reputation precedes me. 6 times. And that's 6-5 there to Sean with his break in hand. And although obviously one lead to 2 sounds great, he will still feel like he will need this frame purely because it's still in his own hands at this stage. There's nothing worse, I'm sure you've been there many a time as well, where you're 6-5 up, you have a break and you lose 7-6.
Yeah.
And then
which at the top end of the game could obviously happen a lot, but it's hard to stomach when you've played a good match and all of a sudden you feel like you're
hard done by, but you know realistically there's probably a 1 in 7 or 8 chance of that happening.
Yeah. Jamo, I know Jamo spends half his life watching pool. Do you reckon he watches his own matches back?
Oh, I know he does. He actually clips them. He
sends them to overseas interested parties.
I know. Yeah, he likes to let his mum, dad, and brother know back home. So he, rather than have them sift through all his matches, I know he does like to go.
He's very considerate
to go back and tell them where he's excelled.
Yeah, which is in most facets of the game. So good chance here. You're playing yellows and extraction straight into the 2. Do you think?
You say good chance. What's eyes on the box? Sorry, I didn't see the yellow below the reds.
It's a tight gap, but can you sneak that through and just nick maybe the left-hand side of the left-hand yellow?
I think it's a free dip. Yes.
Into it a little bit too much, but
I don't think it mattered that much.
Yeah, because they both go top pockets, so you don't need to move them. But
even now, we can just gently graze these again and hold any sort of.
Yeah. This is a very good chance to win the match. There's my sponsors in the background with my name spelt wrong. Can we sort that out, please?
Rob Bone. That's probably the worst possible kiss he could have got.
Nice. Back double, chopping the bottom right-hand corner.
I'm playing the one down playing top right now.
Top right corner as we look, but bottom right.
Just
on the bottom of the table.
I think if you play that one, then there's not a lot.
Yeah, and I think with these rules as well, that the bag coverage is a very good second prize where it is in international rules.
this goes in, it's pretty much match.
Hit that good.
And there wasn't a bad kiss there. That's what I mean by the mapping. Like, he's played a shot where
Now he's budged those. They actually go. The bottom one actually goes.
it goes in the middle. Yeah, that's me. He can swing this round off too.
Yeah, that should be all she wrote.
Is home, and there's no bad angle. That as long as he's on it, there's no bad angle. It just all the angle does is determine which order these three.
You just really want to
go.
miss that red to the right of the black, don't you? If you miss that, then you're absolutely fine.
Always a bit hard. No, that's fine. That's
good shot.
Should be end of match. Are you going right middle, then 2 in left middle, or are you going left, right, left?
I think I'm going left, right, left.
Yeah. Or
Yeah,
bottom, top, bottom. Like this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We know what we meant. Be careful, this skids a bit.
Just played it with check. It's nice. There we have it.
A bit of angle, but yeah, nothing to trouble him there, I don't think.
No, I wouldn't even risk
Even if you
playing
have
this
to leave,
side. I would just be dragging
leave
this
a
in.
slightly longer black, maybe. If you leave.
And
the yellow
if
off
you do
angle.
go off angle, I would.
You're looking at the oh wow, okay, I wouldn't have gone this way, but maybe he's got more angle than both you and I realised. Beautiful shot.
Never really in danger of missing that. And yeah, as long as he judges the pace here and airs on the side of caution and leaves a cutback black as opposed to don't go anywhere
try
near
and
the
get
reds.
perfect.
Yeah.
You just leave yourself. Yeah.
I'll be aiming
Half
to be
ball,
basically
three-quarter ball black, something like that.
centre line of the table.
Yeah, agree.
And that's what he's done, and he's literally on the centre line, bang on. That's what happens when he listens to the correct shots. Unlucky Jamo, love you.
Good match, guys.
Oh,
Very
the
good
fist
match.
pump
Well
there
done,
to the
Sean.
supporters. Says Jamo, EAD. And
What does that stand for?
I'm not sure. Anyway, and on that note, ladies and gentlemen, I'm sure we'll be back in the commentary later on, but until then, enjoy viewing the rest of the day's action.
Thank you, folks.